Well, all right. Welcome to the Dubcast. How's everybody feeling out there? SELAH shouting out to you from the studio. Big love and unity from the Dub. Hope you guys are having a good day today. We got a fun show today. Miss Baby Beats is with me. And we are super stoked to be here today. Big love and unity from the Dub. Well, all right. How you doing, Mizz Beats?
I have the embarrassed face on
Why is that?
because there's no turning back now.
You're in the podcast zone, girlfriend. How you feeling? You feeling good today?
Sure.
Are you?
Yeah.
It's been a good day today.
Yeah,
it's
been a good
nice.
day.
We got our little snap of some warm weather here for a minute. So it's been really nice at the beach for the last 2 days. Sunny and beautiful.
Like 70s.
Yeah, I thought winter was here to stay. But it's not here to stay, is it?
Woohoo.
Yeah. So anyways, got to give you some announcements. The concert calendar. SELAH
Wait a minute. What happened to your glasses?
Oh, I don't need those right now.
I like them.
This is the concert calendar. SELAH shouting out to you. This week, only got one show, and that is live broadcasting from the Rabbit Trap. Got a special retro show this week, breaking out songs from the Houdana album, Night and Day, and from back in the old days, before Mizz Beats even. So check it out, live from the Rabbit Trap, this Friday night, December 2nd, starting at 8 o'clock. Don't miss us on December 8th. We'll be at Seagate Bottle Shop next week, right here in Wilmington. Got a special show there. We might even have some screen action going on. And also, don't miss a special show on New Year's Eve at End of Days Distillery uptown in the Castle Street district. Don't miss that on New Year's Eve. Got many more shows this month. Check it out on the SELAHDUBBCAST site, or bands in town, or Facebook, or YouTube, or anywhere you want to check out our calendar.
Instagram.
Oh,
we don't have a calendar there.
Yeah, you always get dates on Instagram. Just check out SELAH Dub on Instagram. I'm constantly putting everything up there. So yeah, did you have a good weekend?
Yeah, I did.
What? Oh, the holiday. How was your holiday? We had a great holiday, huh?
Yes, we had a great holiday.
I wanted to go home, but the time was it was just not going to work out. So at the last minute, Michelle just made a southern feast, and you made the sweet potato souffle.
Yes, with the crumb topping. Yum.
That was amazing. What else did you make?
We had green bean casserole.
Did you make that?
No,
Michelle made it. She is the cook.
Portobello mushroom soup.
It was delicious.
Mm-hmm.
We had Joey over and the dogs, so we had a fun little Thanksgiving.
Yes, and I was really impressed with how long you guys stayed. You didn't eat and run.
You guys didn't eat my lasagna. Nobody touched my lasagna. I brought lasagna. I brought cookies. I ate so much of my own food that about exploded, plus y'all's food. Then I went home and had all the leftovers. And Michelle, she's got some thing where she just makes a bunch of food and then she won't let you leave without taking all the food with you. And you'll feel guilty if you don't. So
she's a good cook. That was my second dinner.
I know. I felt like I was back at home eating my mom's food double and triple and eating cookies. So it was great. Didn't miss out on any of the Thanksgiving fun. Talked to my mom on the phone. My mom and family all were having their Thanksgiving, so she had her thing, and so we were good. It was fun.
It was.
The dogs were in full motion. Your dog Ziggy is the wildest dog I've ever seen.
Oh man.
I think the dogs are evolving. It's like the 100th monkey thing, where dogs are learning more and more, and across the world they're kind of like sending out every time a new generation of dogs come up, they're like smarter because they're sending it across the world, all their smarts.
They have those um, buttons that you can program words and commands in for the dogs, and they know which button to press, and they can combine words.
Your dog knows what toys to get.
My dog is just crazy.
He's the smartest dog, though.
I thought he was a Chihuahua. He's Jack Russell Terrier.
Yes, he is a terror, but he's the smartest. He just wants to. He wants to be helpful. He wants to do important work.
Mm-hmm.
He just doesn't have anything to do, so then he just bites you and goes crazy. But he's so sweet. 1 year old. After the first takes like 2 years, and then they'll just chill. They won't do anything. They start really just chilling. You're like, oh, they don't do anything. But this first 2 years, they are just.
I had to take him to kindergarten, but he got denied entry. He had to go to pre-K, even though he was in the age group to do the puppy academy because of his breed. He's like just crazy.
But he learned a lot. He's smart.
Mm-hmm.
He's the smartest dog. Those because Chihuahuas, even though they're barky and snappy, if you really train them, and they just do this thing where they listen to what you're saying. They look you in the eye and like listen to what you're saying, and they can understand what you're saying. They start to learn your language. It's weird. You'd think they'd be able to talk by now.
Well, that's what
we
the
hang out with
buttons are
dogs.
for.
That's what the buttons are for. And you had a food thing that had the button. What was that food thing? How'd that work?
Okay, it's supposed to slow the animal down from devouring their food, but it had all these levers that you had to slide, and it took me longer to fill it up than it took him to open everything and eat it. And I got him 2 different ones.
He would just, I saw him, he would get everyone, snap them, snap them. It was like a little circular thing with little pill boxes that he would open up. They were like little bones and little toys. He'd slide inside and get us little treats.
Mm-hmm.
Dogs are crazy. Dogs are wild. So, anyways, holidays are awesome. I love the holidays. I'm getting ready to go back for the fun Christmas holiday and be with my mom. I miss all the fun days and hanging out when we were kids. When holidays were fun for us when we were kids, getting off school and running around with everybody. So it was a fun holiday. Anyways, I just finished the Smile video. So you got to see the Smile video. What do you think? Is it okay?
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. So we're unleashing a brand new video, Smile, this week, the world premiere. And I made like a MTV kind of video this time. Usually I make a video that's like more local, or all of us hanging out doing stuff, surfing, playing music as the band. But this one I went for like a cinematic. It's very cinematic. So
yep, I agree.
Tried to match all the colors and try to make like a cinematic video that's
things fading in and out, but like the face is like just it's good. You did a good job.
So yeah, check out the Smile video coming out this week. And I remixed it. It's got a whole remix and a whole new video. So we're just kind of revamping all the videos before we go on our singles. We're going to release the Lion Star singles, and we're going to be every week or every 2 weeks. We'll probably release a new single and put new videos out for each one of those. So we're going to be doing that through the winter. So before we get that going, I'm trying to get caught up on remixing and rehashing 3 more videos. 3 or 4 that I kind of just did quick videos for, just because I recorded the song and then recorded them like before I was going on tour and stuff, and just wanted to get some kind of visual representation up there, but they were just not the quality. Now that I got some time, I'm going to make some high quality video work. So I got the lip syncing stuff on a lot of those songs, but some of the B-roll just could use some work. So fixing up the B-roll and fixing up the mix and pumping up the bass, and so it's going to be good. Got the new Smile video out. I think I'll put it out tomorrow. That'll give me enough time to release it tonight and get it all set up. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Let's do it Thursday. We're going to release it Thursday. The Smile video coming out on YouTube and Facebook at 8 o'clock. Worldwide release Thursday night. We played at Panacea on, was that Sunday? Saturday.
Saturday, yeah, that was awesome.
Panacea, your favorite restaurant? Huh?
Of course it is. It's my favorite restaurant. Yes.
Yeah,
I had a lot of good friends come out. It was fun.
all vegan over there at Panacea. It was wonderful food, and we had a funky show. We did some special weird songs, and I did
Yeah.
one song from the new work we're doing that's going to be with Blake Pittman. We're going to be backing up his videos, his surf videos, and we're going to be doing the instrumental track. We're going to be the live orchestra for his videos. It's something new and something different we're doing. So I did one of those dubs. You were like, "What are you doing?" We did this like 10-minute instrumental.
I thought it was fun. I liked it.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. I got like,
I just had never, it was all new to me.
yeah. So I got like 5 or 6 of those tracks, and we're gonna back up. We're gonna do like some surf nights with Blake, and he's got some incredible surf photography from the Outer Banks and down here and right here in the South End and all around. So check that out. I think we're gonna be doing that in January, as soon as I get it all orchestrated. And I've talked to the surf shop. They're into it. They're ready to go. So we're gonna have some giveaways that night, raffles like we used to do, the old
I was
timey
just
surf
thinking
night.
this is like vintage.
Yeah,
Like,
we're going back. Oh, you don't realize I'm going back to the surf night. I'm
okay,
gonna get
vintage
this
surf night.
together, and we're taking the surf night up to
Crystal
the
Coast.
Crystal Coast. Yeah. So
Gosh.
I'm gonna try to get Carl Heverly to come join in and have some of his boards there, and have Blake there and a few different reps from some of the different surf companies, and we're just gonna bring back the old timey surf night. Get wild. We'll do the film the first half, and the second half we'll just play live. Get everybody dancing like we used to. What do you think?
Sounds like it's on.
I'm stoked. I'm just gonna go back to the old way we used to do things. I don't know. Anyways, this week I was oh man, I was online, and I just, dude, let me talk to you about dedication. Let me tell you, there's people I know that have been dedicated in their life to play music, but few and far between are still going this time in their life, at my age. And the younger kids, they're dedicated to a point. They're dipping their toes in the sand, in the music and in the water. But man, let me tell you about dedication, and that's Papa Low.
Mm.
I mean, I just started thinking about it when I mean, he never stops. He's got 2 or 3 different acts he does,
I'm proud of him.
and you just gotta check out our friend
Papa Crawdaddy is his project.
Papa Crawdaddy. I mean, he's down there in Florida keeping the blues tradition alive. Does this kind of Ray Charles, Allman Brothers blues show that's crazy. Then he does this freaking kind of like a 90s pop rock thing that's crazy, and he plays the drums, and he comes out in front and like works the crowd because he's from New York. He's all New York entertainment. And let me tell you, this guy is dedication. Like he was our drummer for many years, and a lot of us are not into it for not for the money or even the big crowds. It's just like our calling to be making the music. It's almost a science to us. It's like we're putting the equipment together, we're running the sound system, we're building the set list, we're orchestrating songs that really get the crowd going. It's all a science. How can we do this and make a great show happen without anybody helping us? And he is the master of it. So I've never met anyone so dedicated as him, and it's just inspiration to the younger generation that it's not really about the clicks or the likes or fame or success or even how many people are coming to your shows. If you're getting 20, 30 people at your show every night, and you're producing quality material and people are really into what you're doing, then just the dedication to the music is the satisfaction and the reward. If you have to work another job or you're not making millions of dollars of music, which is not that easy to make a lot of money in music anyways now, it's not about that. It's really about the dedication of the craft. And one day, somebody a few years back said, "Oh, I hope you make it." He said, "I hope you make it." It was something that we used to always say in like the 80s and not, in the 80s, especially, maybe in the 90s. I hope you make it someday. But it's like you never you made it. You made it if you put it together and you feel like it's organized, and you do that show that that you put on, and even if there's 3 people in the audience and you rocked it out and you played it with full, just full concentration and being present, and that satisfaction is what really matters, because we all keep making these creations. They build on top of each other, and art and music is very important for the world, even though people think, oh, you're just kind of goofing off and making art and making music. But if you didn't have that, and you didn't have those experiences that bonded people together, and that things to tie your time in when you're driving or when you're hanging out at work or whatever, those memories, those moments, those soundtracks in different films and such, it's just very important. Music is very much more important than you really realize. So people that keep the craft alive like that with their dedication, it's an amazing thing and an awesome thing. So I just give him a props to Popolo, because I was looking at, had something he was doing, and he just never stops, So
Yeah, he's got these funny little ads that are animals talking, and
yeah,
it changes his voice. Is that what? Yeah.
I heard
He's
the animal
smart.
talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I feel like I was drafted into this operation.
You were?
Music.
You were drafted in?
Yeah. Or assigned.
I feel like our destiny sometimes is preordained, and we control our destiny, and we are, we're making the moves. But when it comes to the bigger picture, it seems like our destiny sometimes is out of our control. It's almost preordained. Like, what else would you're kind of, this is the world that you kind of came into, and
Yeah, actually, I had somebody, I wish I could give them justice with what they said, but the difference between choices and decisions, like we all have choices, but then decisions are kind of collaboratively made.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard some discussions with like Jordan Peterson and Brett Weinstein were talking about it, and they have such a mathematical theory about preordained and destiny, and they just believe that your destiny is already set before you get here. Like mathematically, that's Brett Weinstein thinks it's a mathematical. We're getting into so we better not go that deep.
Too much. I don't do small talk.
You don't do small talk on simulation theory. I'm not going to get into that anyways. So what else are we talking about today? Well, we better take a break right now because we're running out of time on this segment. So stay tuned, everybody. I want to thank you for tuning in the Dubcast. We're just ripping and rapping and enjoying ourselves. Jim Gray is going to be next week. I didn't want to bug him over the holiday, so I'm going to call him today and talk with Jim and get him on next week. Professional skateboarder from back in the day. Used to skate for GNS and worked with Blockhead Skates and still runs the skate industry. He skated with all the old timers like Christian Hosoi and Lance Mountain and Tony Hawk and all of our favorites. So don't miss Jim Gray next week, and stay tuned. This is the Dubcast. Hope everybody's feeling good today. Big love and unity from the Dub. We'll be right back. The Dubcast is brought to you by Carl Heverly Shapes. Check them out at carlheverlyshapes.com. Handmade surfboards in the Emerald Isle by Carl Heverly himself. Everything from 10-foot long nose riders to pocket thrusters and everything in between. Check out the new series of Mayhem shapes in all different sizes for all different weights and size and different people right here, made in Emerald Isle, North Carolina by Carl himself. CarlHeavelyShapes.com. All right, check out Live CBD right here in the Castle Street District in Wilmington, North Carolina. Local owned and woman operated, Wilmington's finest CBD supplier. It's North Carolina's only CBD bar with a wide variety of products and full spectrum CBD gummies with a good sleep aid with a general pain relief, Delta 8 capsules, full spectrum for anxiety and stress and clarity, all kinds of drinks, tinctures, gummies, capsules, and vapes. At Live CBD, they have it all. Check it out at Live CBD uptown in the Castle Street District in Wilmington, North Carolina. Also, check out Panacea, local owned and operated by our good friends Artie and Robin, right here in Wilmington, North Carolina. Check out their kombucha beer, handmade and hand brewed right here in Wilmington. Panacea has 100% vegan fare, all kinds of burgers and sandwiches, sides of wild cauliflower, veggies, fried rice, all kinds of great food there at Panacea. Check it out. Weekdays 11 to 8. Closed on Tuesdays. Sunday they got the brunch at 11 o'clock. Don't miss the awesome food at Panacea. This is the Dubcast. Big love and unity from the Dub. Well, all right. How you making out there, Mizz Beats?
I've got my embarrassed face back on.
Yes. Well, we're almost through. You almost made it through the show. Gotta flip my notes here. All right, on the second half, we're booking up the season. Are you ready? I've already got some summer dates going up and down the coast, and we are going to go all the way from Nags Head to Savannah.
Born ready.
Yeah, got some Nags Head dates started and got the good old E-Club dates booked in Emerald Isle, and we'll be working on Morehead City and all the different areas. Where do you want to go to? Where do you want to play? If you could play anywhere in the world, where would you play? Come on. You got 10 seconds to answer. Just someplace on top of your head.
Europe.
Europe? Like a full tour? No, I want one place. Where do you want to go play in?
I can't separate where I want to play versus where I want to visit because it's got to be a vacation.
Nah, we won't be visiting. Well, you know how it is when we play live. We just pop in and pop out. So,
I don't know. I can't. I keep saying Spain.
Spain. All right. We're going to Spain then. They'd be into it there. They got a great reggae scene right there in Spain and south of France and the west side of Spain, Barcelona. Got a killer skateboard scene there. It's like a hip and happening spot. Do you know about Barcelona?
What about it?
It's awesome. It's like one of the most awesome cities in the world. I didn't get to go there when I was in Europe, but it's like a skating mecca and an art mecca and just a music mecca. And it's real great weather there. It's right on the Mediterranean. Barcelona. Yeah, you got to check it out.
Where would you want to go?
Oh, Barcelona. That'd be great.
So we agree. Spain it is.
I could pick Barcelona. I want to play Red Rocks. I got to go to Red Rocks one time. When I was in 11th grade, when I left, we were wild back in the 80s. And in 11th grade, the summer of 11th, between 11th and 12th, junior, senior, me and my girlfriend just took off on Grateful Dead tour across the country. And we saw the Grateful Dead we went to Colorado to see Red Rocks because it was the mecca of seeing the Grateful Dead, and there was 100,000 people trying to get into a place that held 20,000 people, and so all the people, all the Grateful Dead heads were camped all around. We were all camped around. We were hitchhiking. It was like 60s revisited, and everybody was tripping out, and it was wild. So the first 2 nights we camped in this place called Chief Hosa Campground, and there was like 50,000 dead. There was probably like 10,000 deadheads in this giant campground, just in little camps, little tents everywhere, and you could just go from tent to tent and get to know people, and you could just barter for any kind of herbs legal in Colorado now, so it doesn't matter. But you could barter for herb and crazy psychedelics, and we were just little kids. I can't even think of it now. It was like 18 years old, maybe 18. I was probably 17. And anyways, we were in the Chief Hosa campground getting to know everybody. Somebody said, well, if you hike this back trail over that hill and over the next 2 hills, they were like, it's about a 5-mile hike, but you get on that other hill and you'll be over the top of Red Rocks and you'll be able to see the band from the top of the mountain. So all of a sudden we were like, oh, we're going to the show. So those first 2 nights we hiked over the hills for 5 miles with like hundreds of dead. It was like a line of deadheads going to hike over the hills, and we all watched the show from like way far away. You could barely see it, but you could hear it real well. Then the third day, we had the most mystical Jack Kerouac experience. We went early to the venue, and we were in some little cowboy town. This is the 80s, so everything was smaller, and we were in some little cowboy town, and some dude comes up to us, and I knew he was a biker because my brothers were kind of biker deadheads from the East Coast. My brother was. I knew this guy was like some kind of biker deadhead. He was like some cowboy and renegade. Somehow we got to talking. Next thing you know, we leave our car where we're like in that little cowboy town, and he's driving us 10 miles to go to the venue, and then he's all of a sudden just getting kind of crazy. He's getting kind of high, and he's like getting kind of nuts on us, and we're in his van. It's us and the 2 of our friends, 2 people we met at Chief Hosa. They were these
sounds like a bad movie.
Oh my God, these were these 2 artists that we were with. They were like artists, and it was like whatever, this couple that was with us, they were not used to being on Dead tour or being out in the woods. Like, we were mountain kids. We were kind of like used to being in the mountains. We were used to kind of being out where we were. And me and my girlfriend were kind of wild. And these people were not like that. They were in the van with us. And this guy started driving us through these different, we were going from cowboy town to cowboy town. We were not going to the venue. We were going the opposite way. And this guy's getting higher and higher. And he's telling us stories. The next story comes along. I'm wanted in 25 states, and I'm an outlaw, with the Grateful Dead, and I've been with the Grateful Dead for 30 years. And we were like, oh, me and my girlfriend, we were just holding tight. We came to a light in some town that was so far away from everything, and the 2 of our friends just jumped out of the van. And one dude, the guy who's driving the van, just looks at us and just says, don't make me pull out my gun. You just sit tight. And the other 2 just ran, and he screeches off, and he says, close that door. So I close the door. I remember this very well. And he's freaking out, and I'm tripping. I'm like, oh, he's like, don't you ever jump out of this van. I'm 125 something. The cops are going to arrest us. And then his girlfriend, his girl's there with him trying to calm down, honey, calm down. Now, I don't know what this guy is. I don't know what kind of outlaw he is or how he's involved, but I know there's 100,000 people trying to get into the Grateful Dead show, and there's about 20,000 seats.
You're burning time.
I'm burning time. I'm about to get killed by this guy or something. I got to get back to the venue because I don't even know where my car is. I'm 3 days away from home. I'm 17 or 18 years old with my girlfriend.
That's never good.
We're in some cowboy town. He pulls over. And he's like, we gotta calm down. So he sits. I don't know where. We're in some park. We're having like a snack. I don't know why this is happening. But somehow we're having lunch.
I'm starting to think the stories might be getting blurred.
It's not. We're having lunch. I don't know. We had to have lunch. He had to have lunch.
His trip or your trip?
No. Anyways, we're eating lunch. He pulls out a bottle of Jack Daniels. He's like, well, if you're he's all about the South. because we're out west, and he's like this West Coast biker, and he's just all about the South. And he's like, well, if you're a Southern gentleman, you won't turn down a shot. So we like do this shot of liquor. Then he really starts telling me this whole story and that he's from the Grateful Dead. Well, I don't believe any of it. We're not believing it. He said he's from the Grateful Dead, and he used to
I would have been
be a
one of
motorcycle
the
guy from Vietnam. Anyways, we drive back to the venue. I don't know. He just all of a sudden he's driving us back to the venue, and he pulls up to the back gate. Let me tell you, there's 100,000 people trying to get in this place. You're not going to get a ticket. There's 20,000 people that are going to get in. They already have their tickets. There's people, hippies everywhere with signs, fingers up. I'll spare Awana for a ticket. You know, I'll pay $100 for a ticket. I'll trade my left arm. Like, it's like, you're not going to get a ticket. This guy pulls up the backstage on this long back windy road, pulls up to some other biker guy that's the security, and the guy just said, whatever, Ed, just go on, Ed, or whatever. They know each other. He is from the Grateful Dead. He was one of the bikers from the Grateful Dead. He was like just some biker that was part of the crew, and he would just, I don't know if he just hung out with them. I don't know what he did, but he was part of them. And he drove us to the back, and just, we didn't exchange numbers or anything. He just was paying off favor to a young kid
in the mystic
and
poof,
just
and
dropped
disappeared.
us off, handed me a big handful of
Yeah.
and we just went right into the venue through the backstage. And here's what the craziest thing: the Grateful Dead played on the ground level, and where it was, I was just walking right by the Grateful Dead stage, and there's the band. I've never been this close to the band. There I am walking like 3 feet away from Phil Lesh. He just looked at me kind of funny, and there's like Bob Weir, and they're all tuning up, and I'm just like walking by the band like I'm with everybody, straight out to the crowd. And then we're out there dancing and everything, and then I got just blitz, and I just kind of pretty much blacked. Whereas the rest of it's a blackout. I remember the end of the show very well, where the everything was just whirling, and this smoky atmosphere, and they were playing Jack Straw, and the lights from the city were down there, and it was a beautiful moonlit thing, and it was the amphitheater comes up out of the ground with the giant cliffs on both sides. There's people that were up on the cliffs that were like 150 feet up on top of these cliffs. They climbed up on there, and everyone was dancing, and it was like the wildest experience of my life. And we went on throughout the West Coast, the West, for the rest of the summer as little kids
Do you
between
remember
11th and 12th
where?
grade. Oh yeah, we went to Red Rocks, and then we went to um, Telluride, and we saw the Grateful Dead in Telluride out in this field, in the middle of the field, in the middle of the day. And then we went to a place in Tempe, Arizona, and we saw the Grateful Dead in this like indoor place. And then we went to a place called Angel Camp, California, and I swear it was like, they must have been where they did Burning Man, because everyone's talking about Burning Man. It was like it was 80. This was 87. So Burning Man might have not started yet, but people were talking about this is where they do this get together for the rainbow gathering in the desert. And I think that became Burning Man. But Angel Camp was crazy because Carlos Santana played with them.
Mm.
And Carlos Santana came on stage, and he opened up the show, and everybody was blown away. And then he came on stage with Jerry Garcia, and they're both from San Francisco, so they kind of knew each other. And next thing you know, Jerry's just smiling and sitting back playing the chords, which he's usually playing all the leads, and the whole show, Carlos is playing all the leads. So he just sits up there the whole show and plays leads. So it was the Grateful Dead with Carlos Santana playing the leads. It was the craziest thing. I mean, I'm talking crazy nostalgia, but people that understand what I'm talking about, it was the greatest show of all time. And then we had to zip back, and I remember zipping back going, oh, how can I go back to school? And I didn't go back for a couple days. And this is how it was back then. My guidance counselor came to school, and came to my house one afternoon and showed up like I was 2 weeks from, hadn't gone to school. My guidance counselor didn't even barely know me, but I guess I had to go see her a couple of times to get my schedule right or whatever. She came to my door at my house, found out my address, came to my house on an after school mission and just talked me into coming back to school. She said, look, you can't miss your senior year. You got to finish. You're doing good. I'll set it up so you can go do art at the community college half of the day, and you can just come till 12 o'clock, and it's going to be simple for you. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was so glad because I almost dropped out of freaking high school because of the Grateful Dead. And that would have been really dumb. So I finished high school because of that, and I made it through. And I can't believe, I mean, people today, the kids, their parents, I have friends that have kids that are in 11th grade. They would not let their kid drive off across the country and I think my parents thought I was at the beach surfing or something. I don't know what I told them, but that was like back in the day when your parents just didn't keep up with you. With me, because my family had already grown up and gotten old. So I don't know how I got into that tangent about Dead Tour, but that was Grateful Dead Tour in 1987. Go look it up. Red Rocks. Fun times indeed. I'm still alive. I made it. So anyways, winter surf is in full effect, and so we're working with Aussie Island Surf to put on our surf night. I want to talk to you about it with Blake Pittman, so don't miss it. We're going to be putting it on in the end of January, and Blake will be doing his movies, and we're working with Aussie Island and with Carl Heverly Surf to do our surf nights. Don't miss that. And we are in the mix with the new video coming out this Thursday night, 8 o'clock, the world premiere broadcast of the new Smile video, the new mix, and the new video. So check it out on YouTube and all your favorite channels. And what else? Don't miss the Rabbit Trap show this Friday night at 8 o'clock, broadcasting live with the Retro show. So don't miss that. We got lots of old music for the old fans and the old friends. Like, we're going to remix General de Conquistador, and we're going to do songs like Lost Blind Pony, songs from the old days. So don't miss that. And what else? Is there anything else we're going to be talking about today? I think we covered everything today. I went on and on about the Grateful Dead.
I think we're good.
That was a long story. Sorry about that. And hope everybody's having a good evening tonight. Check out the broadcasts from Panacea. It's on the Facebook page. Heather was on fire. It was crazy, and the crowd was out of control. So, and I want to give my big ups to my friend Zach Brown. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Zach Brown. I'm sorry. My friend Zach Brown, I had a little brain fart. And his freaking new recording he made with Johnny Cash's bass player, Bo, what is his name? Bo, I can't remember his name now. I have another brain fart. But anyways, check it out. Zach Brown's new recording is amazing. We played this party the other day, and he handed me that mix. And I just wanted to give him big ups. So big ups to Zach Brown, and big love and unity to all the good friends out there. Thank you for all the support. We're feeling good, in full motion, and getting things done. So come out to the show next week at Seagate Bottle Shop on the 8th of December. December is here. Winter surf is in full effect. So come out to the beach, put on your 4-3, and let's jump in and do some surfing. All right. Anything else?
I'll boogie board.
Okay. I want to thank everybody for tuning into the Dubcast today. This is the Dubcast, coming to you live from the Adonai Studios. Big love and unity from the Dub. Well, all right. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. It was a fun show with Mizz Beats over here. It's always a fun time when she tunes in. Don't miss the show next week with professional skateboarder Jim Gray. And what else? Broadcasting live from the Rabbit Trap this Friday night with the Retro Show. Check it out at 8 o'clock. All right. Hope everybody has a good night tonight. Big love and unity from the Dub. The Dubcast is brought to you by Carl Heverly Surf. Check them out at carlheverlyshapes.com. Handmade surfboards in Emerald Isle, North Carolina. carlheverlyshapes.com. Also, check out Live CBD in the Castle Street District in Wilmington, North Carolina. All your favorite CBD products. Wilmington's only CBD bar. That's Live CBD in the Castle Street District in Wilmington. Also, check out Panacea vegan food right here in Wilmington, North Carolina. Panacea. Awesome. Big love and unity from the Dub. Thanks for tuning in today. Have a good evening.